beginning days of FCC. Tell us how you first got approached about joining and how you got involved with the club.
So Tommy likes to tell a story. I think I was in Ireland at the time with my wife. So this is back in 2016. And I had a voicemail, I had a missed call from Jeff Birdie. It was about, I think, 10:30 p.m. Ireland time, so 5 hours ahead. And I listened to the voicemail, and he's with Tommy. He leaves me this message: "Hey, Kevin, I know you're in Ireland. I want to talk with you when you get back. There's a guy called Tommy G that's fantastic. He's a broadcaster. And when you guys get back, I want you to have lunch with him." And that's kind of how I said it. Now, the backstory as well: Jeff was involved with Kingshammer up until about 2015. And so I worked with him. I was the executive director at the time and reported directly to Jeff. He was the board president. And so essentially, I had a relationship prior to the FCC project for Jeff. Through that time, we had talked, he'd asked some feedback as far as with the Kings project, what happened, what was good, what was bad, what was indifferent. And so we kind of talked, through some of those things and provided some feedback. And I think at a point in time, he said, "Look, I want you to be involved in this." And, to my knowledge, it wasn't going to be in broadcasting, but here we are. And I'm glad he made that call. So I got back to Ireland. I had lunch with Tommy. The meeting almost got cancelled because it was a snowy, January day. What we saw the last six weeks was very kind of indicative of that. We met at Newport Pizza, which is very close to my house. And yeah, we just talked through it. And he said, "Hey, from Tommy's background, he obviously had covered basketball games, I think, with the ESPN. He had some experience with soccer with Akron. And just talking with him, obviously, you could see that he was a professional as far as the broadcasting piece. I would love and just energy for life in general, but with sport too. And really, from that first launch, we kind of hit it off. I have to keep him controlled sometimes because, well, one, he doesn't know his size and strength, right?
Oh, we could tell.
Like going in for those high fives, it hurts. I'm like, oh, okay.
It is.
And he comes he brings the heat.
It is very funny. I feel like you're very stoic. And he's pushing you around over here.
I have to. If I don't, it would go crazy. But yeah, there was, and a lot of that's natural too. It's not staged. I mean, I'm a huge, obviously, sports fan, soccer fan, but I'm a huge FCC fan too. This club means so much to myself, my family. And so I think myself and Tommy both, we obviously try to be professional and try to be as objective and unbiased as possible, I think, with the coverage piece. Well, when those goals go in, it's hard.
Going back to those first USL days, you're just starting off in the broadcast booth, right? You're next to Tommy G. How was that? Working out the kinks of maybe, chemistry or just being in USL in general, a newer club to the city. And so how was that like?
Great experience. I think, again, the great thing about this club is just, I think, the moments we've been blessed with, right? Different chapters that have led us to today. And I think back just with those USL days very fondly. And I think, myself as a broadcaster, I think us as a broadcast team, and even the team in the franchise too, it was in its infinite stages, right? And I think, the very first, I've told the story before, we did a mock game. I think the team was playing against University of Dayton. Our producer was there. For some reason, we weren't filming it. It was just myself and Tommy and David Eisbrock. And so David was like, "Okay, set this up." He was talking us through it. He's like, "Kevin, this is your first time broadcasting. I want you just to talk through the game." Right? So there's no camera. There's no recording devices. It's just myself and Tommy. And it felt so weird. It was the most unnatural thing I've ever went through. And we got through it, and Tommy's like, "Look, once the camera's on and everything, it'll feel more real." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." The very first live, that red light came on. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" But it was fun, and like I said, I think those days, just to build up the history, and how I played a part in, essentially building the resume to be accepted or considered for MLS, I think was fantastic.